When I opened my eyes again, the blinding sunlight scorched my soul, making it burn. I had ended up in the human world. No, more accurately, my soul had been shoved into a doll. The doll I used to hug most often when I was alive. It's done. The Taoist stroked his beard, a smug grin on his face. Mom stood beside him, wearing a long-lost smile of a victor. She bent down, her fingertip poking the doll's head, her voice icy and chilling. Got you, Lena. Why didn't you listen when I told you to report in every day? Huh? You thought you could defy me once you died? You think you're free now, huh? Mom's questions rained down on me like a storm. Her nails dug deep into the cotton of the doll, and my soul screamed in pain, but I could only barely make a sound. I told you I wouldn't report in again. I'm dead. Why should I still be under your control? You still dare to argue? Mom's tone suddenly rose in fury. She yanked the doll up, forcing my gaze to meet her twisted, enraged face. I haven't burned a single piece of paper money for you in 2 months to punish you and make you remember. And what happened? You didn't starve to death, did you? I knew it. There's no place in the afterlife that actually needs money. You were just lying, squandering everything. Good thing I didn't spoil you, you debt-collecting ghost. A bitter, metallic taste of despair rose in my throat, but I couldn't even make a proper scream. How laughable. She would rather believe a stranger's lies than trust her own daughter when I say, it hurts. But I really didn't expect you to be so stubborn. Mom's tone carried a cruel, cat-and-mouse-like mockery. She placed me back on the table, her finger poking my face with casual force. For 2 whole months, not once did you come to report in, not even for filial piety. Alright, you don't want to come? Fine. If you don't come, I have plenty of ways to invite you back. From now on, every day, I'll have the Taoist priest pull you up. You'll report to me like before, obediently, and you'll recite your reflections word for word, listening to my teachings, and you'll correct all the deeply rooted mistakes you've made. Every day? The word struck my soul like an ice pick. A crushing, deeper cold than death itself instantly gripped me. How could that be possible? I'm dead, you're alive, we're separated by life and death. How can you pull me up whenever you want? All thanks to the Taoist priest's great powers. Mom proudly pulled out a stack of dark yellow talismans, covered in twisted incantations written in crimson cinnabar. Do you know what this is? She waved the talismans in front of my eyes. Soul-binding talisman. Burn one every day, and no matter where you are, you will be immediately summoned to me. Her fingers brushed over the doll's soft fur. The touch was gentle, but the possessiveness behind it sent chills down my spine. I know you used to love sleeping with this ragged doll. It's soaked with your scent. Using it to trap your disobedient soul is perfect. Daughter, do you understand your mother's good intentions? I felt a chill all over my body, an unbearable pain. With this talisman, my soul would become like a kite in her hands. If she wants me to come, I have to come. Then I'll be trapped in this tiny doll, listening to her teachings and scoldings. This is even more hopeless than when I was alive. Now, just like before, report on your social circle in the underworld. What are those ghosts doing? What's your relationship with them? Tell me everything. No secrets, and don't associate with those wild ghosts, understand? I can only laugh bitterly. Mom, do you even know? I have no fixed place in the underworld. I drift around. I am the very kind of wild ghost you speak of. It's you who turned me into this. The talisman's time is almost up. Hurry up, the Taoist priest reminded. Mom reluctantly stopped speaking. But before she left, that cold gaze still locked onto me. I'm not satisfied with your performance today. But considering you haven't had your living expenses for so long, you must have suffered a bit. I'll still burn 20 ghost coins for you today. Remember, tomorrow, I want to hear a satisfactory report. Otherwise, 20 ghost coins? I snapped my head up. No, I can't let this happen. I have 1 more month before I can get the underworld low-income allowance. If she continues to burn money for me, I'll no longer qualify for the low-income benefit. I don't want it. I screamed with the last of my strength. Take your filthy money back. I won't report, and I don't need your living expenses. I want to sever all ties with you. I won't take a single cent from you. Sever, ties? Mom repeated each word, her smile suddenly turning eerie. Don't think I don't know what you're up to. The Taoist priest told me that the underworld has a low-income system. Just like the living world, if no one burns paper for you for 3 months, you can qualify for it. She bent down, leaning close to the doll, her voice lowering to a whisper. But you'll never get it. I'm your mother. You will always get your ghost coins from me. If you want to escape my control, keep dreaming. She even knows about the underworld low-income system. I felt my soul go limp, the last bit of strength drained away. There is no deeper despair than this. My body lightened, and I crashed heavily back into the underworld. In the palm of my hand lay 20 ghost coins, my living expenses that Mom had given me. They felt like burning irons, searing through my palm and more deeply through the last shred of my remaining thoughts. The low-income benefit, it's hopeless. And tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, an endless tomorrow. Just the thought of that daily check-in made me wish I could die again to find release. But I can't. I'm already a ghost, with no way back. Even release seems unattainable. Seeing my condition, and came over to help me. Where did you go just now? I collapsed on the ground, trembling all over. My mom dragged me back to the living world. Dragged you back to the living world? What happened? My mom found a Taoist priest, and used something called a soul-locking talisman to trap me inside a doll's body. She said from now on, every day, she'll drag me up to check in. I curled up, my voice broken and desperate. And, I can't take it anymore. Rather than being endlessly tortured like this, I'd rather have my soul scatter now. You tell me, if I lose my soul completely, won't she have no power over me? Wait, don't be impulsive. And pressed down on my shoulder, her tone urgent and serious. If your soul scatters, you'll lose everything. You won't even get a chance to reincarnate. Calm down, we can still figure something out together. Her brows furrowed tightly as she anxiously paced around the room. She ran to the library, quickly flipping through various spellbooks. Suddenly, her eyes lit up. It was as if she had grasped some crucial clue. I got it. Anne's gaze stopped on a certain page of the book, and she spoke in a rapid-fire tone. This kind of forcibly binding soul magic works by leveraging the natural connection from the closest blood relatives. There's a necessary condition for it to work. The practitioner must be your closest direct family member. If you had a closer relative than her, the soul-locking talisman would lose its power. But I don't have any closer relatives. I shook my head in despair. My dad vanished after the divorce, and she's a single mother who raised me on her own. This talisman is like custom-made for her. No, you're wrong. Anne's eyes sparkled with insight. In the underworld's laws of yin and yang, any contract made after death takes precedence over familial relationships from life. Especially for something like a ghost marriage, a union based on both souls and spirits, witnessed officially by the underworld. Once it's made, it's a unified bond. Its connection is so deep that it surpasses the original blood tie. My heart shook violently. It felt like seeing a faint crack of light in the endless darkness. Are you saying I should find a ghost marriage partner? Exactly. Once you enter into a ghost marriage, your spouse will become your top priority relative in your underworld identity file, replacing your mother's position. At that point, her soul-locking talisman won't be able to lock onto you through blood connection anymore. She paused for a moment, as if quickly searching her mind for a candidate. Then, as if remembering something, she excitedly grabbed my hand. You know, I actually know a ghost. Pretty good one, and he's been looking for a companion. I think, you two could probably talk. Using a ghost marriage to escape my mother was something I had never considered before. It felt like flying out of one cage, only to fly into another, and that thought made me feel uneasy. But now, the fear of checking in had overcome everything else. Under my mother's shadow, whether alive or dead, I could never live on my own terms. If there's a way to break the cycle, I'm willing to try anything. I went to meet the person and introduced to me for the ghost marriage. His name is Jason, a programmer who died suddenly. He worked too much in life, never had time to date, and became one of the many overworked ghosts. Coincidentally, at that time, the underworld was undergoing a digital reform. Things like digital yin-yang registers, reincarnation system cloud migration, and Ghostgate facial recognition system. Jason, with his tech skills, was exactly what they needed. As a result, he was specially recruited and became a ghost official in the underworld's artificial intelligence department, holding a stable iron rice bowl job and saving up some money. But his regrets from life seemed to have followed him into death. He was too socially awkward, hardly ever leaving the house except to code. He also stuttered a bit and was clumsy with ghostly etiquette, so he never managed to find a suitable partner. To be honest, Jason seemed like a really nice guy. He was honest and simple, with gentle eyes that held a bit of awkwardness, like a harmless large dog. I didn't sugarcoat things or have time to test him. I got straight to the point and told him my situation. To be honest, I'm in a hurry to get married. My biological mother is using a soul-binding talisman to control me, and I just can't take this life anymore. The only way to break her control is through a ghost marriage, with a deeper contract to override the bloodline connection. I paused for a moment, my voice carrying a subtle trace of pleading. I know this is a bit forward, even feels like I'm using you. But I have to be honest with you. Honestly, I think you're a really good person. If, after spending some time together, you still think I'm not too bad, I hope we can finalize the marriage contract as soon as possible. The sooner, the better. After saying that, my heart was in my throat. These words were almost naked, filled with desperate practicality, and they could easily scare him away. But Jason didn't think for long. His voice stammered, yet was very gentle. Well, since it's so urgent. He took a deep breath, as if summoning all his courage, and looked up at me. Today, can we get married? I was completely stunned. Today? I almost thought I misheard him. You don't even know me. My past, my troubles. He gave a simple, shy smile. I don't want to see you, hurt, suffering. Those few words were like a faint yet warm current, instantly striking my heart. Although our words held no romantic or affectionate tone, under his pure gaze, the long, despair-soaked silence seemed to come to life, just a little. Okay. I nodded hard, my voice choking with emotion that I hadn't even realized I felt. If you truly want to, let's get married today. Just like that, we arranged an appointment for the same day at the Underworld Civil Affairs Bureau. We rushed toward the Underworld Civil Affairs Bureau without delay. What we didn't know was that, at that very moment, in the living world, my mother was holding a soul-locking talisman covered in symbols, hovering it over a burning candle. Once, twice, 3 times. But she couldn't get it to light. Master, what's going on? My mom asked the Taoist beside her. The Taoist calculated with his fingers, frowning deeply. This is bad. The girl seems to be planning to get a ghost marriage. A ghost marriage? My mother screamed in shock. How dare she? Sneaking around behind my back to find some random man? The Taoist's voice was low and urgent. If she gets a ghost marriage and the contract is finalized, the soul-locking talisman will be completely useless against her. My mother, frantic, asked, what should we do? Master, please help me think of something. The The Taoist gave her a pointed look, his voice trailing with significance. There is a way to stop her from getting the ghost marriage. It all depends on how far you, as her mother, are willing to go.